You want to gather the Dragon Balls and summon the Eternal Dragon, but there are many types. Which one set should you gather and why? In this video, I explain every set of Dragon Balls presented in the original manga, the Dragon Ball Super manga, the Dragon Ball Super series, Daima, as well as the non-canon GT universe. As a bonus, in the end of the video, I'll logically explain which set is easier to gather and why. Super Dragon Balls. The first known set of Dragon Balls ever made, predating the Namekian Dragon Balls. In Dragon Ball Super episode 28, God of Destruction Champa reveals the existence of Wish Orbs or Super Dragon Balls, explaining that the Dragon Balls created by the Namekians are actually whittled down fragments of these original Wish Orbs. In the Dragon Ball Super manga chapter 7, we learn more about the Super Dragon Balls by Bulma asking Lord Zuno. In Lord Zuno's words, the Super Dragon Balls are perfect spheres with a diameter of 371.962.2204 kilometers. For comparison's sake, they're 27 times larger than the Earth. They were created by the dragon god Zalama in the 41st year of the divine calendar. Universe 6 and 7 together have a total of 7 of these light yellow balls, each of which contains 1 to 7 red starfish marks. These red starfish marks are Zalama's own original design, which he obtained a patent for. This design utilizes refraction to ensure that the marks remain starfish shaped no matter from which angle they are viewed. If you assemble all 7 spheres scattered throughout the 2 universes and intone in the language of the gods the incantation "Come forth, God of Dragons, and grant my wish, pretty peace," then the God of Dragons will appear and grant any wish, but only one. Once that wish is granted, they will once again scatter throughout the 2 universes and silently await the time when they shall be gathered up again by someone with an unobtainable dream. Super Shenron can grant any wish, even reversing Xeno's action of erasing the other universes in the Tournament of Power. Now surely that means that one should ignore the other set of Dragon Balls and go after them, right? Unfortunately, there are multiple restrictions when it comes to the Super Dragon Balls. Gathering the balls requires the ability to travel to another universe and to carry around planet-sized balls. Use of the divine language is required, so unless the user is of divine origin themselves, they have to find a deity that agrees with the wish to translate it. And this is the moment where we ask ourselves, what is the probability of gathering the Super Dragon Balls? I'd say absolute 0. It's physically impossible gathering them. The only chance one may have is winning the Tournament 7 versus 6 or the Tournament of Power. Good luck against them. Namekian Dragon Balls. The second set of Dragon Balls introduced in the series after the Earth Dragon Balls, and is the third set chronologically created, depending on whether you believe that Neva's Dragon Balls pre-existed Grand Elder Guru. 7 Dragon Balls, each one being held by a village elder. The Namekian Dragon Balls are significantly larger than Earth's. While Earth's Dragon Balls are approximately the size of a baseball or a softball, the Namekian ones are roughly basketball sized. The creator, Grand Elder Guru, was over 500 years old and the sole survivor of a catastrophic climate shift on planet Namek. After saving the Namekian race by birthing children, Guru created the Namekian Dragon Balls to serve his people. When all 7 Namekian Dragon Balls are gathered, they summon Porunga, the eternal dragon of Namek. The name Porunga translates to God of Dreams or Dragon of Dreams in the Namekian language. All wishes must also be made in the Namekian language for them to work. The original abilities, as seen in the Frieza saga, are that Porunga can grant 3 wishes instead of 1. It can revive people multiple times, unlike Earth's Shenron, who could originally only revive someone once. In the Buu saga, we see the Namekian Dragon Balls have upgraded abilities. After Mori became the new Grand Elder, these upgraded capabilities include that Porunga can now revive multiple people with a single wish. The recharge time for the Namekian Dragon Balls are 130 days, equivalent to 1 Namekian year. When Guru died, the Dragon Balls turned to stone and became unusable. Before his second death, Guru transferred the Dragon Ball's power to Mori, who became the new Grand Elder. Like the Earth's Dragon Balls, there are limits to what can be wished for based on the creator's power. Before Frieza's invasion, Planet Namek had 6 village elders, each responsible for 1 Dragon Ball, while Grand Elder Guru held the 1-star ball. This system made the Dragon Balls always cared for and readily accessible, kept proudly as objects of great value by village elders. The probability of gathering the Namekian Dragon Balls depends on just 3 things: how fast can you travel between each village, how pure your intentions are, and having a Namekian interpreter. Having only these minor restrictions, the probability seems pretty high. Earth Dragon Balls. The reason why the whole plot of the Dragon Ball series happens and the constant narrative point that drives the story forward. The Dragon Balls first appear in chapter 1 of the original Dragon Ball manga. Bulma found her Dragon Ball, the 2-star ball, in her cellar and researched the legend, discovering that gathering all 7 would summon the dragon god Shenron, who could grant 1 wish. The size of the balls are approximately the size of a baseball. Unlike the Namekian Dragon Balls, no specific password or chant is required to summon Shenron. The summoner simply needs to call out the Eternal Dragon once all 7 Dragon Balls are gathered in proximity. The creation process involved Mr. Popo and Kami working together. Mr. Popo crafted the dragon Shenron, creating a physical model, and Kami breathed life into it, according to chapter 165. The original capabilities of Kami's Dragon Balls were that it could grant 1 wish per summoning, it could revive large groups of people if their deaths were related, but it could not revive the same person twice, and it could not revive people who died of natural causes like old age or disease. When reviving large groups, it could only revive those who died within 1 year of the wish. When Dende recreated the Dragon Balls, he made significant upgrades. It can now grant 3 wishes, well, normally. However, if 1 wish is used to revive a large groups of people, the total number of wishes drops to 2. Still, it cannot revive the same person twice. In the superhero movie, we get a version 3.0. Shenron can now unlock a warrior's full potential, much like Guru, even if that warrior is way beyond Shenron's or Dende's power level. This update allowed Piccolo to become Orange Piccolo. After wishes are granted, the Dragon Balls turn to stone and scatter across Earth. They remain inactive for 1 full Earth year before they can be used again. The only exception when Kami, as the creator, he could bypass this waiting period if necessary. He did this once during the King Piccolo saga to help Goku. All good, right? But we've seen limitations in Shenron's wish capabilities. Shenron cannot normally grant wishes that exceed the creator's power. It cannot kill or defeat beings more powerful than the creator without their permission. It can also not revive the same person more than once, and it cannot revive those who died of natural causes. Earth's Dragon Balls are also tied to their creator. If the creator dies, the Dragon Balls turn to stone permanently and become useless. This happened when Piccolo was killed by Nappa and when Kami fused with Piccolo. The opposite, however, is not true, as Demon King Piccolo killed Shenron, but Kami didn't die. Now, the question arises, were the Dragon Balls created before the nameless Namekian split in 2 or after? The answer is simple. In age 461, the nameless Namekian splits himself into 2 beings, Kami, the good half, and King Piccolo, the evil half. In age 470, 9 years after becoming Guardian, Kami creates the Earth Dragon Balls. This means there was nearly a decade between the split and the Dragon Ball creation. The significance of this lies in the fact that when Piccolo Jr. fused with Kami During the Cell Saga, the Dragon Balls turned to stone and became inactive. This happened because Kami was the creator of Earth's Dragon Balls. The fusion essentially recreated the nameless Namekian. Now, how easy is it to gather them? Gathering the Dragon Balls without a Dragon Radar is almost impossible, as it requires one to use unlimited resources and travel the world. Even if you do have a Dragon Radar, the location of the Dragon Ball could be in all sorts of places. Remember, at some point in the series, Goku, Krillin and Bulma required a submarine to find one. Do you have a submarine? Demon Realm Dragon Ball, introduced in canon via Dragon Ball Daima, are the earliest set of Dragon Balls created by a Namekian. They expand the lore with several unique characteristics and context compared to previously known Earth and Namekian Dragon Balls. They were created by Neva, an ancient Namekian who remained in the Demon Realm after the other Namekians left. Neva is known as the first creator of Dragon Balls by the Namekians and has guarded the Demon Realm Dragon Balls for thousands of years. The set consists of 3 Dragon Balls, not 7. These are much larger than Earth's Dragon Balls. There is 1 per Demon World. Each Demon Realm Dragon Ball is guarded by a powerful being called Tamagami or Sphere God, making them extremely difficult to obtain and explaining why wishes on them are rarely, if ever, granted. The Tamagami system means the balls do not scatter, nor are they hidden or distributed randomly. They are heavily protected in fixed locations. The summoning password uses the Namekian language. Similar to the Namekian tradition, the summoned dragon in Daima is called Porunga, resembling the Namekian dragon but larger and red in color. The Demon Realm Dragon Balls are said to be capable of granting any wish within limits of their creator, suggesting immense power. However, the series has never shown the full extent of these abilities due to their inaccessibility. Demon Realm Porunga can grant only 1 wish without any known restriction. Porunga is also different than the other dragon gods, as he is strong enough to defend himself against powerful threats. He managed to effortlessly flick away Goma's final form, fueled by the evil third eye. In comparison, Shenron was killed by a blast from Demon King Piccolo, a foe whose power level has been surpassed by far by a lot of warriors since then. As we stated before, reuniting the balls requires defeating 3 strong opponents. It also requires the ability to travel to all 3 demon worlds, and you need someone who speaks the Namekian language to call forth the dragon and stake the wish. For a regular farmer with a shotgun, to gather these Dragon Balls, one needs access to the Demon Realm. Let's say you do get to go there, you still need to find a way to travel between demon worlds and be strong enough to beat a Tamagami. Even if you do beat them, you have to be smart enough to overcome their challenges. Consensus, not worth it. The Cerealian Dragon Balls, a unique set of Dragon Balls introduced in the Dragon Ball Super manga during the Granola the Survivor arc. The Namekians who arrived on planet Cereal created the Dragon Balls. One day, when the Saiyans invaded Cereal, the creator gave them to Monaito after the Namekians were wiped out with the Cerealians. Monaito is of the Dragon clan, and by the time of the story's events, he is the last Namekian and the current guardian of the Cerealian Dragon Balls. There are only 2 Cerealian Dragon Balls per set, the fewest of any known Dragon Ball set in canon. The balls are very small, approximately the size of a golf ball or marble. When both Dragon Balls are collected, the summoner must recite a special password in the Namekian language. This summons Toronbo, a unique dragon notable for his light blue color and inspired design. Toronbo is much smaller than Shenron or Porunga, fitting to the size of the Dragon Balls themselves. Toronbo is said to be patient and kind, sometimes even advising wishers about the possible consequences of their wishes. Only 1 wish is granted per summoning. The Cerealian Dragon Balls do not turn to stone or become unusable after a wish. Anyone who finds them may summon Toronbo and make another wish. This explains why 2 major wishes could happen very close together in the manga. Wishes involving immense power, like making someone the strongest warrior in the universe, come with a heavy price, most notably the reduction of the wisher's lifespan. Toronbo needs a person's permission when asked to teleport them, as he asked Bardock before teleporting him, in contrast to Shenron directly teleporting Broly without consent, for example. So, if you happen to be on planet Cereal, attempting to gather the Cerealian Dragon Balls seems easy at first sight, as there are only 2 of them, right? There are some problems though. You still need a Dragon Radar, as the size of them is small. You have to have a Namekian interpreter, and remember, if you wish for something extraordinary, a great sacrifice might be required. These are the known canon Dragon Balls, but we have to give some attention to GT and the ultimate Dragon Balls, or the Black Star Dragon Balls, introduced in the non-canon Dragon Ball GT series, represent one of the most powerful and unique sets of Dragon Balls within the Dragon Ball multiverse lore. Before splitting into Kami and King Piccolo, the nameless Namekian created the Black Star Dragon Balls, though when he did so is unknown. The balls would remain inert on the lookout for years until Piccolo and Kami would merge back into one being. The Black Star Dragon Balls are the same size as the Earth's. They can summon ultimate Shenron, who can grant any wish, even for wishes that are weak enough for the regular Shenron grant, such as reverting Goku into a child. The wish is still so powerful that presumably only a second wish to Ultimate Shenron can permanently reverse it, with the Super Saiyan 4 transformation only temporarily reverse the effects. After a wish has been granted, these Dragon Balls do not turn to stone, so if someone does collect all 7, they can wish again. As the names indicates, the Black Star Dragon Balls have black stars instead of red ones. Unfortunately, to counter such unrestricted powers, these artifacts have a lethal side effect. After the wish has been granted, the Dragon Balls spread across the universe. If all 7 of them have not been collected and returned to the designated planet on which the wish was granted, the negative energy caused by them will cause the host planet to explode in a year's time. These Dragon Balls only granted 2 wishes in the series before Piccolo's death, as he is the creator of these Dragon Balls. After his refusion with Kami, it is presumed that during the time period that Kami and King Piccolo, as well as his son Piccolo, were separated, these Dragon Balls were turned to stone. Why did they become a concept though? The Black Star Dragon Balls did not appear in Dragon Ball Z, as they had not been invented yet. Toei Animation created them as a convenient plot device to get Goku to travel to space. The biggest issue with this set of Dragon Balls is that one needs to be able to travel to space to gather them. Similarly to the Super Dragon Balls, even if you do somehow gather them, you need to regather them in order to save your planet from destruction. It's a no-go. And last but not least, cracked Dragon Balls. Technically, this isn't another set of Dragon Balls. These are the Earth Dragon Balls, but they have become corrupted and cracked due to the excessive and repeated use of Dragon Ball wishes over centuries. Originally, the difficulty of finding and assembling all 7 Dragon Balls meant that they had plenty of time to disperse the negative power accumulated from each wish, but increasingly advanced technology, such as the Dragon Radar, made finding the artifacts a simple task. Moreover, a seemingly endless succession of powerful villains forced the defenders of Earth to use the Dragon Balls just to repair the damage done to the planet and its people. Consequently, the balls had less and less time to disperse the negative energy, causing a large amount of it to build up in the Dragon Balls. When the balls could take no more, they cracked. Due to their damaged state, the cracked Dragon Balls cannot reliably grant wishes. In fact, they summon Black Smoke Shenron, whose personality also reflects the negative energy that was used to create them. Black Smoke Shenron is foul-mouthed and impolite to those who summoned him, as shown when Pan tried to tell him how to act like an eternal dragon. He also smokes cigars and blows his smoke at those who summoned him to show he has no interest in granting wishes. Mr. Popo notes that this is not the first time an evil dragon has appeared, stating that the dragon's malice destroyed planet Eros and every star in its galaxy. The shadow dragons are in order of appearance: Black Smoke Shenron, Haze Shenron, Rage Shenron, Oceanus Shenron, Naturon Shenron, Nuova Shenron, Ace Shenron, and Sin Shenron, who becomes Omega Shenron after absorbing the other 6 Shadow Dragons' Dragon Balls. They are eventually all defeated by Goku, except Nuova Shenron, who was killed by Omega for betraying him. Having explained on Dragon Ball sets, which set is easiest to gather realistically? It depends on 2 things mostly: Dragon Radar, Spaceship. If you have a Dragon Radar and not a spaceship, then Earth's Dragon Balls are your only option. If you have a spaceship though and no Dragon Radar, then the Namekian Dragon Balls are the easiest to gather, assuming that you do have pure intentions. If you have both, then I'd say the easiest ones to gather and summon multiple times are the Cerealian Dragon Balls. You might have to think of your wish first. It may come with a great cost. I hope you enjoyed this video, and with my first wish, I wish you smash the subscribe button.
I have
See ya.
granted your wish.